This is the War Room. Welcome. It's a glorious day in the DMV. Dale Snyder's finally out as the Commanders owner. New ownership, Josh Harris in the group, Magic, Rails. We loving it. So we're gonna touch on the top 5 and some honorable mention Dan Snyder blunders throughout these last 25 years in this video, man. And once again, enjoying this time and starting a brand new team, brand new organization. Still not feeling the Commander's name, but we can worry about that shit later. But today, Snyder ass is gone. And we loving it, baby. So stay tuned. Y'all subscribe and like. Trying to get our followers back up, trying to get this thing going again since we ran into some issues with YouTube before. But we back, baby. And we here to stay. So once again, it's the War Room, baby. Let's get it.
We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready.
Welcome to the War Room, baby. We back, full effect. You know what I'm saying? My boy Danny over here joining us today. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully many more. So the news broke today. Finally, Dale Snyder is gone.
Oh yeah.
Round of applause. Round of applause, everybody. Round of applause. Round of applause.
It's a great day. This is a great day. For people our age, we've been waiting forever.
And before we go, shots up.
Oh yeah, it's an occasion.
You already know, Skins, Commanders, football team. Let's get it. So, all these years, man, all these years.
The first year was the best year, and that's pathetic.
I know, right? Yeah, Stephen Davis. That was Stephen Davis shit, right? Stephen Davis, Brian, Michael Westbrook.
Made the playoffs, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But ever since then, we've been a laughing fucking stock, man. So, time to change. Appreciate all the fans that didn't support and didn't come to games to push this Bama out.
Dude, I've not bought any Commander stuff until this morning. Relented and got this joint.
Yeah, I was, I was buying that shit, bro. But after
money in his pocket.
Yeah, after I just started thinking about it when I didn't think he was going to sell the team, when they was trying to get him out, but wasn't quite sure. I was like, yeah, I can't buy no more stuff, bro, to this Bama out, man.
Exactly.
I can't do it. So what we're gonna do today for y'all, man, we're gonna go we're gonna just say our biggest Dale Snyder blunders, the biggest loafs and craziest shit that he did throughout his whole time being our owner. So
literally hundreds of things to choose from. So.
Yeah, it was so many. We want to do a top 5, but we could have did like at least 20, bro. Like
could have done a top 20 for sure.
Could have definitely did a top 20.
Easy.
Yeah, and that's really sad, by the way, too.
Of course.
And once again, shout out to Tanya Snyder, because I really think she was the one to push Dan over the ledge to after they booed her at that cancer event, bro. That was it, dog.
Yeah. Shout out to the fans that booed her.
Shout out to the. I wish we had a clip of that shit, man. That should have been dope.
I know. She did the Think Pink thing. At least she did something.
Yeah, she did something. So okay, so mine. I'm gonna do a couple. Danny gonna do a couple, and then we gonna rank them 1 through 5. Let's see what y'all think. A couple honorable mentions too that didn't quite make the cut. So my number 1 was when he first came into power, 1999. He fired Charlie Casserly, which pretty much built our teams. That was great back in the 90s, and I think he was still there in the 80s too with Joe Gibbs there, and then hired motherfucking Vinny Serrata, which he didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Did he have any football background? I don't think he did.
I don't think so, bro. I should look that shit up. I don't think he had shit.
He liked.
Yeah, it was like his boy, somebody he could whip around.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that started everything because we didn't have somebody that was actually going to stand up for what they thought. He was just basically going to be Dan's yes man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you know, Charlie wasn't having that shit.
Nope, that's why. Yeah, I mean, he technically resigned as Dan forced a whole bunch of stuff on him.
Yeah.
Didn't accept it, so.
Yeah, he wasn't having that shit.
He essentially got fired. He got forced out.
Exactly. So that was my number one because that kind of started the whole trickle down effect of our whole franchise just going down to the fucking bottom. Even though we actually had a good year that year.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, and it was what like 8 years later, I guess, with the Zorn thing, and that's the thing that always stands out to me the most is we fired our coach, Spurrier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then again, Spurrier got hired through a debacle too.
Yeah, after Marty, right?
Right.
Well, no. Yeah, after Marty, yeah.
After Marty. And so we have no coach, no coaching staff. I guess is Vinny still there? Or it might even have been the Bruce transition year.
Nah, Vinny was there, bro. Vinny, I don't think Bruce came until like 2010,
maybe.
Yeah, like 2009. Hold on, let me see.
They hired Jim Zorn as an offensive coordinator without having hired a head coach, ensuring that nobody will take this head coaching job because then they would have to work with Zorn, who had no coordinator experience whatsoever. So he would not have been a sought-after candidate. So you hamstrung yourself by hiring Jim Zorn as the offensive coordinator. Couldn't get a decent candidate. And since you did that and couldn't get a decent candidate, your solution was to promote the guy who was scaring off every candidate to head coach. It's the stupidest things that I've ever seen. Right?
Yeah, bro.
We end up with this moron as a head coach. He magically starts 6-2 that first season.
Yeah, and then
I remember talking to my dad, and my dad was like, "Well, look at their record." I was like, "But look at the idiot. He's dumb as bricks." And you know that ended up bearing itself out. We ended up having a losing season after starting 6-2. Horrible season after that. Then the Zorn era got crazy with the hiring. That was the hiring of like Sherm Smith and Sherm Lewis and callers and all that. Like
terrible.
An amalgamation of how much chaos and how much people didn't want to be here. Like really shows itself in that one. So to me, the whole Zorn debacle way up there.
Yeah, when my man press conference was like, he didn't know our colors, dog. Remember that shit?
Black and yellow or something?
They said the maroon and gold. He said some crazy shit, bro. Like maroon and gold. He said some crazy shit.
Gold is correct, so he didn't get that. He got, I think he said yellow.
He might have said yellow, maroon and yellow or some shit like that. I was like, yeah, bro.
Throw his quote in when you go back.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna have that shit flash up. Exactly. But yeah, that shit was bad, bro. That shit was bad. All right, so my next one was, the firing of Marty Schottenheimer after one season when I think we actually started off pretty bad that year, but then we won like
2-6 and ended up 8-8.
8-8, yeah. He was just starting to get the culture right. I feel like he was kind of like I don't want to say a dictator, but he was doing his own thing. You know, he couldn't take Dan, you know, forcing him to do certain shit. So he was basically like, let me run the team or I'm out.
Exactly. Well, he signed a contract that gave him basically total control.
Yeah.
Right. Tried to take it from him.
Yeah.
Marty's an old school dude. He ain't go for it. That was that.
Yep. And of course, he went to what? I think after us, he went to the Chargers.
No, the Chargers. Yeah.
And then he was like 11 and something, 12 and something, 13 and something. Every fucking year.
All the Beast LT years.
Yeah. All of them Jones, bro. So that was a fucking blunder. And I think that actually set us back at least 3 years, bro.
Or, I mean, wasn't LeVar Arrington an all-pro that year under Marty? Like, we had special talents that like never developed after that.
Right. Yeah. But I want to say, who was the quarterback? Was it Marty that didn't know how to use LeVar?
No,
he was
pretty good with LeVar. He did pretty good with LeVar that one year.
So that was in 2002
Yeah.
when
Like, I'm pretty sure the LeVar touchdown fumble recovery against the Panthers is like one of his 2 career highlights.
Right.
Knocking out Aikman was that.
Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely ended his career.
And
I guess we could throw this in here with it. Who was hired after him?
Oh God, who did they hire after
the ball coach?
Oh yeah. No, that was they hired. No, Zorn was before.
No. I'm saying Steve Spurrier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they fired Marty, and then Steve came.
Exactly.
With Danny Warfel.
Exactly.
And what's my man? What was the wide receiver? He was nice.
That's the year they signed like Jeff George and Dion and Bruce.
No, that was before, right? That was like
Andre Reed. It was either that year. I think it was that year, yo.
It might be. I know it was
Dion, Andre Reed. Absolute everybody in the league knew that Mark Carrier was a walking corpse at that time. And they started him.
Yeah, bro. That was
got rid of B. Mitch.
Exactly. That was terrible.
Yeah, all that was a debacle.
And he went.
I think these debacles are interconnected. That's the other thing we're gonna see, man.
And it's like one after another that led to another 2-3 years. It led to another 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. The continual botching of Sean Taylor, commemorative events,
everything, bro.
Everything. Just the most hideous sculpture thing in the history of the world.
The installment, you mean? The installment?
Yeah. You put his family next to a porta potty on Sean Taylor Day.
Yeah.
So you put the Sean Taylor logo in a stupid place on the field where it's gonna get trampled all over.
Yeah.
Jackson Mahomes dance on top of that joint. Right?
I forgot about that shit. Yeah.
Like, how many ways could you screw up something really simple? Here's the best player in most of our fans, like, recent memories, if not like literally their lifetimes. Like,
right.
Us, like, you know, unless we really, really remember like Mark Rippon or Ken Harvey, like it's Sean Taylor, right?
Yeah.
And, Monk, I guess I remember Monk, but still, like Sean Taylor for a lot of people, best player, most recognizable player, the player that they felt, you know, the most connection with.
Yeah.
To consistently botch this thing. We don't have much going on. We don't have many players to look back on and be like, wow, those bring me good memories. Yeah. Consistently botch that. Again, you gotta have to put up the picture of that wire thing. That's just
bro. That shit was terrible. Like, I couldn't believe that shit for real because they called that shit a statue at first.
It's just a joke. And then so they messed that up, right? And shout outs to Sean Taylor family for, you know, tolerating all of this. But, you know, messed it up every which way. Even like the jersey, are we going to retire his jersey or not thing, they did in a very untactful, unclassy way. They got him sort of called out because they're like, well, we love Sean, but if you're not going to retire Darryl Green or Theismann or these sorts of people, what are we doing? Right. And they never thought any of this stuff through. And, you know, instead of us all being able to positively remember his legacy, they sort of, tarnish maybe a little harsh, right? But like they fucked it up. They fucked it up, bro. It don't look good anymore, right? No. And then remember they did it. They told people like a couple days before or some shit. So everybody that wanted to come from Taylor Day for the Sean Taylor Day. That was 2 years ago before they did the wire thing. Right. Yeah, like it was like if people wanted to be there, they didn't even have time, right? Like his Miami teammates said they would have come. Most of them couldn't because of the short notice, right? Yeah, man. They tried to pave all that over by giving us Major Tutty. So it's so bad, bro. When you just really think about all this shit, bro, and this ain't nothing. These notes we naming, that's just like part of the fuck up. We lived this kind of thing for 20, 23, 24 years, right? Yeah. Like just consistently. The fact, bro, that we actually
won some division titles throughout this time.
Oh,
And
I
if you
know.
really think about it, we won as many. Well, I guess since 2009 or 10, we won as many as the Giants,
Yeah.
and I think maybe the Eagles, and I think the Cowboys. We all might be around like what three or four division titles or some shit like that.
We got one with Gibbs, one with Gruden, one
With Shanahan,
with Shanahan. So 3, I think.
and we got one more. Well, nah, we didn't win them on Ron. We just went to the playoffs.
We went to the playoffs twice with Gibbs, but I think he only won one division.
Yeah.
It's 3. It's not horrible, you
Yeah,
know.
it's not terrible, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, but in a division where the title changes hands every year, you're going to be expected to win a couple, and then whenever we do, we don't do anything with it.
Yeah, man. The cheerleader scandal.
Yeah, that's like I said with the fine now, that might be the biggest because that's what bubbled up to get him fired. I mean, to get him to sell the team, really.
Well, which one? I was talking about the cheerleader one with the
leak joints, the leaked.
the photo shoot jumps that
Those are all a part of the same thing.
Okay, yeah, that shit, bro, was I couldn't believe that shit for real at first, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I could see Dan and them doing that shit and trying to make a video. But you would think they would have covered their tracks, but nah.
No, they were not internet savvy enough back then in 2008 to be doing that.
Yeah, man.
They just had to, right? They took inappropriate pictures of the cheerleaders and sent them out, right? And they didn't league or no. I guess like the Washington Post like reported on it in like 2020. We didn't really hear about it until then. And then that led to the snowballing of all the sexual harassment stuff.
Yep.
That eventually led to Dan's ouster, right? And that was bubbling up right at the time of the George Floyd thing, right before the name change. That was in that context too.
Yeah.
Like that just like encompassed like so much. And then like he tried to. That wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time they like abused the cheerleaders, right? So they did it before. Then they had this report on this. And then a year or so after that, like 2021, they went back and reported on how they used the cheerleaders as escorts for like high price
on the yachts, right?
On the yachts and and for high priced people and shit. And so
and that's how the boy got in trouble, Larry Michaels. Using that Joe making the DVDs, burn them jumps.
I did enjoy Redskins talk when it was on Comcast Sportsnet, but
bro.
Larry Michael.
And it kind of make you think like, because remember after that he had got accused of like coming on to some interns or some shit. Yeah, bro.
The day or two after that got reported, and it was Larry Michael and a couple other people.
Yeah.
Kevin Sheehan, Al Galdi, like all them radio people, they're like, well, we're not that surprised. So like
that's true.
Really, it was knowable. Like that's the thing, right? Like it was knowable. It wasn't some secret.
Right.
And so again, just like let that fester. That ended, and then through all that, how many women ended up suing the team for sexual harassment, and some people making like accusations against Snyder himself.
And they actually let him off because they let him retire, right? They let him resign. I think Larry Michael, But I'm thinking because it seemed like anybody that was connected to Larry Michael, they let go. Like Cooley was gone. It seemed like I feel like Doc was gone for a minute.
A whole bunch of people.
Yeah, but I guess he came back.
Doc's gotten fired and rehired by 980 and by like the Redskins so many. So many times. I'm not ever sure what he's doing. Like I turn on Jefferson Pilot Sports to watch like North Carolina Duke.
He be on there, right?
He's there. Yeah.
That man got a crazy work life, bro.
Yeah, that's the one that's gonna be linked to him forever. Those other ones, non-Commanders fans are gonna let go, right? But it's gonna be this one. Like he had this whole scandalous, unsafe work environment for women. He may or may not have done something.
Yeah.
Personally, definitely oversaw a hostile workplace. And then again, trying to defend himself / take down Bruce is when he leaked the emails from all this shit and got himself in trouble again.
Yeah. He didn't play that shit right at all, bro.
Total idiot.
He didn't
So
play that shit right at all, dog.
this is the one that's like most centralized to like why we get to celebrate today, why he's out, and all of that. So
Hell yeah. All right, so that's our 5, man. A couple honorable mentions that we got. I was gonna mention more on the football side of what Dan was doing, but the whole RG3 2012, 2013 situation with putting them. I mean, I guess you could say it was Dan because he was the owner, but the whole trainer, what's my man Andrews, not clearing RG and Shanahan not communicating and basically fucking my man RG3 knee up for life, pretty much, because he never got back.
Well, so the first year he picked, or the first year after RG3 got hurt, he picked RG3 over Shanahan. And that was the get ready for week 1, or be ready for week 1 shit.
All in for week 1.
All in week 1. And he picked RG3's side. He was like, oh, he shouldn't be running this offense anymore. You should, make more adaptations to what him and Robert Griffin Sr. want, which never made any sense why this nigga was always around.
Pocket quarterback.
Yeah, and he was like, make him into a pocket quarterback.
I want to be Peyton Manning, Tom Brady.
Shanahan said that's not going to work. I'm not sure whether he gave it the old college try or kind of set RG3 up to fail. I always think in my mind, Shanahan set him up to fail, right? But it was because of the Dan intervention shit.
Yeah. He gave him so much power, bro.
RG3 looked like the worst quarterback in the league from preseason all the way through the next year. He looked horrible.
He had that one game though, bro, against the Vikings. He looked good. And I thought he was back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And he had
He wasn't back.
He had a couple spots, but.
And you know the game, bro. I think I remember this right. The game.
Isn't that where he like slid and like fumbled, even though it shouldn't have been a fumble?
No, that was the Lions game. I went to that game. That was when he fumbled diving, and we lost. We lost the game. The Vikings game, we actually almost won that game. I think. He played good that game, but after that, it was a wrap.
I remember that one.
But we all know the game.
Season Vikings game with the RG3 electrifying 80-yard run, though.
Yeah, that John was it. It wasn't that. But we all know the game where we saw the truth. What was it? Was it against the Chiefs? When he was getting smacked the whole game and none of the linemen was picking him up? That shit was bad, bro. That was the worst shit.
It just all became a debacle. Yeah, that was
the worst.
That was 2013 Chiefs joint. December. Yeah. Oh God.
That was bad, bro.
Jesus Christ. It was like 5,000 people in the stands too.
But I'm blaming that on Dan because he let that Bama have the power. He putting his parents up in the suite, giving them whatever he wanted, letting them take the jet. You know what I'm saying? He can't do that to no rookie, man. Especially not somebody with the ego of RG3, bro.
Exactly. And so you put him up on this pedestal 2013. Then by 2014, you revert all the way back, take Shanahan's side, make the conflict even worse, and then the divorce is on at that point.
Yep.
And then you get Cousins, look around Cousins, don't sign him to a cheap extension, which he would have accepted.
Yeah.
And also refuse to trade him to a first-round pick, for a first-round pick.
To the 49ers.
Out of spite, because you don't want to send him to Kyle. Like,
yeah, that shit, bro. Like,
every single fuck up leads to another fuck up and another debacle.
It's all connected, bro. And you gotta think, and that was a lot to do with Bruce. But who hired Bruce? Dan.
Of course. All right. And then the last one, again, related, similar quarterback thing, is Dan making us draft Haskins.
Coming off the yacht, bro.
Scouts didn't want Haskins. Gruden didn't want Haskins. Dan wanted Haskins because he played quarterback at Bullis.
Yeah.
He sat in the stands at Bullis and rooted for Dwayne Haskins. And that was enough, right? It's not like Haskins was a complete nobody, right? He was a legit prospect, right?
Yeah.
He did not fit this team.
No.
Lots of NFL teams did not view him as a first-round pick. And so, again, we went out, took him. That was a horrible debacle. before we released him, and then tragedy struck Dwayne Haskins, so we never had a chance to turn her around.
R.I.P.
But that was another one where it's just like, if Dan just doesn't do anything, stuff is better. And
Exactly.
he can't help himself. He had to
Can't help
intervene.
it, bro. And I ain't gonna fake, dog. I wanted Dwayne, yo. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna be the next Warren Moon out this jump. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I knew he needed time, bro. And I didn't think they was gonna throw him in like that when he came against the Giants. I think they just threw him in too fast. He needed time to grow up.
He got drafted, and Jay Gruden and several of the offensive coaches basically said in no uncertain terms, we don't want this dude.
Right. Yeah.
We're not going to, Gruden, one of the reasons he got fired is like he was not even taking any time.
Yeah. He wasn't getting reps.
Like none. It was not even on his list.
Yeah.
So he was not in a good position.
Nah.
Nobody drafted here really has been in a good position for the last 15, 20 years.
Besides my man Sam. Sam in a good position, baby. They grooming him. They grooming him. I know you're not a believer yet, but you know.
He played one game under Snyder, so he might not be all the way
tainted.
I believe in Sam, but just as a mid-tier quarterback.
But bruh, you gotta think though. What's wrong? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
think about it. Like you start off mid-tier, and then you grow into top 10. Then you grow into some other shit.
No,
I'm telling you, bro.
He's not even on trajectory to be better than someone like Daniel Jones, and I would be trying to get rid of Daniel Jones.
He just got paid $40 million.
Right, and watch what happens to the Giants.
Oh, I know, bro. Because I think it was fool's gold last year.
Watch what happens to them, man. And they're not gonna be. I mean, the cap could go crazy high at some point, not be a horrible contract, but I mean, yeah, those mid-tier dudes, especially if you're paying them, they don't get you.
Yeah.
Hal, we got 2 more years of paying him nothing. So if we could get a great team around him, I think he's good enough to, at least give us a fighting chance. But
he's gonna ball, bro. I envision it.
I hope he does. He's got a 2 to 5% chance of being elite. It's
the fact that everything is changing while he's taking the helm is really good for him, bro. I'm telling you. The fact that we got Bieniemy back, we got Bieniemy now. Yeah. We don't gotta worry about the off-field shit. And he actually gets along with our skill positions. He can kind of relate to him, I think, a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Bro, I think it's only one way to go, man. And that shit up. And I think they're gonna run him a lot more than people think too, from the low.
I don't know. I hope so. They didn't run Heineke enough though.
They did. But I think Sam could take. I didn't think they ran Heineke because they was worried about him getting hurt. And I think Sam a little bit more built, even though they're about the same weight for real. I think he may be 10 more pounds than Taylor, but he's solid.
Sam looks pretty swole.
Yeah, he's solid, bro. He got big ass legs and shit. No homo.
He's 220. I mean, that's running back size. So
yeah, but Taylor was what? Taylor got up to 217, 218, or something like that.
Maybe he never looked it though. If he was
nah. And Sam might be a little taller than him.
210, 205 to 210.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are the two weights I see. We got 10, 15 pounds with Howell. But it's just the way he carries it. Taysom Hill can't be but 235, 240 at the absolute most.
That's a big dude though, bro.
Taysom Hill looks fucking humongous though.
Yeah, he do. He's like a tight end. Well, he is considered a tight end, I guess.
And then it's just some of those dudes just fucking huge.
Yeah.
They don't weigh that much. So yeah, I think Hal is one of those dudes where if Hal trucked a safety, I would not be shocked. If Heineke had trucked a safety, I would have been shocked.
Yeah, that shit ain't happening, bro. But yeah, we getting sidetracked. What's I about to say? So we got the 5, we got the 2 honorable mention.
We're all happy he's gone. Root for Josh Harris.
And Magic, baby.
Josh Harris, man. I'm fine if I just never see Josh Harris, honestly, yo.
Yeah. Did you watch the press conference?
Nah, I was taking Sebastian to practice.
Yeah, I saw it come up at the gym, but I didn't get a chance to really listen to it. But he talked and Roger Goodell talked or whatever. So I'm gonna go look at that shit later.
Sportsnet.
and see what's up, man. But hell of a day.
Nothing to do, man.
Yeah, hell of a day, man.
Hell yeah, man.
We back.
I might go down to DC and do a little partying down there. Some of them official joints. Give me a buy Dan shirt.
I need some shirt with Dan on it, man. I wish I had one of them clown Dan shirts, with the clown face on them. That's what I need.
The other one I saw that was cool was Burgundy and Sold.
Oh yeah, that's hot. That's dope.
Yeah. I don't know. If I get down there, I'll get you a shirt.
Yeah, let me know, bro. But what was I about to say? But yeah, man, we're gonna end this. Check us out later for more content, man. We're gonna be doing a little bit more videos. Try to be a little bit more consistent. And have a couple more debates going back and forth with the war room, man.
Ridiculous Madden ratings up.
Yeah. We were supposed to do that yesterday, but yeah, we should do that soon. We're gonna do the Madden ratings.
Joe Patterson is better than Deron Payne. I'm not sure if I can even buy this game at this point.
But dog, the way I'm like, Deron was an 82 last year on Madden. So you telling me after a Pro Bowl year, you don't go up none, bro?
Like Cordero Patterson is 4 better than Bijan Robinson. And I think Algier is better than Bijan Robinson. And it's like, that doesn't make sense.
Nah.
It just doesn't. So
I was thinking they didn't do their research on some of these Jones. I was looking at this Jones like, what the fuck is this? Chase was better than Montez. And I know people think that, but I mean, Montez should at least been an 80, right under Chase, like 84. Because Chase was 85?
Yeah. It's all crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, we get back at y'all, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. War Room, it's going down. Stay tuned.
At that, almost football season.
Almost time, baby. So we're gonna hit up probably hit training camp too. A couple days at least. As long as all our schedules match up. So we had some videos for y'all too when that shit come up. So
I bet.
Y'all be easy, man. War Room. Deuces.